All right, I'm back with David Azizi from the law offices of David Azizi, and over the last few Hangouts on Air videos, we have discussed how insurance works with personal injury and how most of the time insurance is involved. And this time we're going to expand on a little bit of the timetable and exactly how insurance works. So David, walk us through the process of how exactly the insurance works as far as it pays out or how much someone can settle for, and a little bit of a timetable if someone does get injured.
Okay, I'll work backward a little bit of what you said is a lot of times when I get clients, some of them are severely injured, and one of their concerns when they ask me, they see me the first time is, when is my case going to be able to resolve or settle and I can recover from my pain and suffering, lost income? Because a lot of times what happens is these poor individuals are severely injured as a result of an accident, and they're looking, saying, okay, well, I can't go back to work. I'm in pain. When am I going to be able to get my life back? And what I explain to them is the way a case gets settled is based on many factors. But the most important one is the treatment of the particular client or the patient for the doctor in this case. Is if somebody has a severe injury, we have to wait for the course of treatment to finish. And usually they start a conservative treatment, which is chiropractic care or physical therapy care, and then they're overseen by an orthopedic doctor. If it's bodily injury types of orthopedic injuries, there's a whole slew of or gamut of injuries that people suffer. You know, if you suffer an amputation, well, that's something that's known right away, and it's just a matter of restrictions. If you have brain injury or traumatic concussion or something like that, that's something extended, long period of time, because you got to wait to see if it's something that's going to be long term or it's going to heal itself. So the short answer is it depends on your injuries, and when we get to a point to where we sometimes understand, like, okay, this is as good as it gets, or this is the future care that you're going to need. And as far as the sum of the cases, sometimes insurance companies are reasonable before having to file lawsuits. Sometimes they're not reasonable. So it requires us to have to file a lawsuit. Currently, the state that the court's in, they're so backed up. I saw an article today that says, good news is we're getting $150 million in worth of budget for the courts, but last year the court system had to have $250 million to operate. So in reality, we're going to have less money for the court system, so everything is even going to get delayed more and more. And the insurance companies look at that and say, well, okay, we don't have to go to trial until another 2 years or 3 years. Why should we pay now when we can wait till closer to the time of trial? It's a sad state that we're in, but it's a reality that sometimes we have to deal with. So what we do at our office is, as soon as we get the case and some time goes by, right away we file a lawsuit. And it's part of our way of thinking that we got to be aggressive to let the insurance company know we're not going to sit around and wait for this 2 years and then 2 years later to file a lawsuit, because then you're probably not going to be able to get a settlement or resolution of your case until at least 4 or 5 years later. So that's how a settlement of a case works. And then also we have to look at, for example, any loss of income you have. Sometimes we're able to prove that somebody's employed by themselves. We try to get their tax records to show if they're employed by somebody, then we get their W-2s and just show how they're unable to do the work that they did and how long it took them to get back to work. So there's a whole gamut of factors and variables that take place in determining what a settlement of a case is. And most of the time, we're dealing with insurance companies, and we are successful in recovering on behalf of our clients.
Absolutely, and that's very valuable information. And I know I've been to court for a parking violation in the great state of North Carolina, and it literally took me 2.5 hours to show them. It was actually a license plate expiration, and my license plate wasn't expired. 2.5 hours to just show them proof of a license plate. So I feel your pain. I know everybody out there who is, goes to the court system. It can be a struggle. So take action today. There will be a phone number in the YouTube video. There will be a phone number below to contact the law offices of David Azizi, and they will be very aggressive, and they will get the settlement as soon as possible. So try not to wait too long, and you'll get the possibility of a compensation much quicker. Thank you very much for your time, David.
All right, thank you.